What is that?
This is my
mug. Stormtrooper cup? Is that what it is?
Nice. My brother-in-law gave it to me. Yeah.
Very nice.
I just realized, wait, I have a Stormtrooper thing.
Very nice.
As we're playing Star Wars. So, all right. So today's production is low production value because I have no crawl, I have no frills because it's all last minute. So I did come up with a title, which may or may not be applicable, but Subterfuge at Syluria is what I'm calling this adventure. And so is everybody leveled up? So I see Ivan scrambling.
Yeah. No, I am totally done, man. Yeah. Subterfuge, that's Syluria. Yeah.
Is there? I'm sorry. Do you have the link to the dice?
Oh, that's right. Hang on.
There we go.
I forgot about the dice.
I'll put it in chat.
Are we using the
Owen
dice?
Yeah, you can just type Owen in your.
That's right. All right. So let's erase everything.
I'm there.
We're not sure you're there, Ivan, unless you're deleting force points. Can you... Then we know you're there. There you go.
How's that? That's better.
There it is.
All right.
That was funny.
Nice.
I'm a bass player. These fingers are precise, exactly precise.
You got the fingers of a bass player.
Not a guitar player, man. There's a lot of those strings are big. These are tiny things here.
No violas for you.
That's why I play the bass. That's
funny.
All right.
Okay, so Subterfuge at Syluria. Our heroes have successfully escaped from the wreckage at Kohler, having uncovered the spy Ariana Reese, and having recovered the remnants of the ship where Master Fontar, the Ithorian Jedi, died. But you did discover a holocron, and you did discover another lightsaber. And so some time has passed, and you are presently upon the Arda 1 system, where the Rebel base which you are attached to, the portion of Rebel Command which you are attached to, is located. It is a mostly barren world, red clay, rock formations. It's kind of a desert, but it's not really a sandy desert. It's more of a dry, rocky place. That's the general appearance because there is life, right? So there's like succulent plants and other life forms which are adapted to this ecosystem, but it's mostly a barren place. It is not, of course, a transited world, right? It's somewhat forgotten in the periphery of the sector, and so it's a perfect hiding place, at least for now. And so we find ourselves, camera zooms into this place, to a hidden base within one of the rocky formations with carved out hangars and weapon emplacements. And inside this base, there's a dark command center with one of the holo projector rounded tables, right, where it's like a huge holo projector, where our heroes are in a briefing with their local Alliance command. This base is run by 3 commanders. General Rand Nile, who's an Imperial naval defector, who's in charge of fleet command, right? So he commands the Starfleet operations branch. Commander Kerno, who is a Duros, much like our friend Ilhana, and he is command of ground operations in army troops. And finally, senior advisor Satena Hayes, who is an Asian-looking, who is a human of Asian extraction, right? Which we would call that. And she is in charge of intelligence, logistics, and personnel. And so, some time has passed. What have you guys been up to before this briefing commences?
I think Max spent most of his time with Sons of Alderaan, trying to teach him a little bit of structure, some military drills, the basics. I think I've grown a soft spot for them. Transform them from a bit of a ragtag group to an actual fighting force.
Excellent. How about Bob?
Bob's mostly been wheeling and dealing. Well, no, he's been using charm to get as much of the Dawn fixed as possible, because it's been a little bit more worse for wear, and this to kind of make sure that the ship is he's not a mechanical genius, so just making sure that it's getting service and convincing the rebel forces, or the rebel leadership, that it's worth their time and money and resources to invest, and to make sure the ship doesn't blow apart in the middle of space.
Excellent. And since some time has passed, I think we can assume that the ship has been repaired back to baseline condition. So whatever damage was remaining from previous adventure, we can safely erase. Right. How about Ill?
Well, one of the things that attracted...
Anthony.
You're muted, Anthony.
Really? Are you sure?
Audio issues. There we go. No.
That's why he didn't want to let me in. I ruined his audio.
You were making him look better. Now he's alone in his problems.
Hello?
There
There we go.
Because one of the reasons why is the volume low. Can you still hear me?
A little low.
A little low.
But you're all right.
Well, I'll just lean in really close here for this.
That's
One of the reasons why Il joined the rebellion in the first place was to assist with gathering together starships, spaceships of all sizes in order to enable space superiority. The other reason he was brought in was counterintelligence. And so the idea of an old ship that when you looked at it, it would seem worthless, useless, really appeals to him. So while he's helping to repair the Dawn, he's talking to anybody, everybody who will listen about this ship that's just sitting there waiting to be plucked for the rebellion.
Excellent. And how about Jaster?
Well, I think this will surprise everybody, right? But Jaster has spent most of his time studying the holocron and learning what he can from it, and practicing with his lightsaber.
Excellent. So has he picked up any more tricks or skills?
Yeah, I opened up Niman Disciple specialization, so that was a big point soak. So I think I have a point or two in parry and deflect.
Nice.
Reflect.
Awesome.
Point in each.
Awesome.
Please tell me you learned all of that on a remote jungle planet.
Of course. The only bad part is that I no longer had the full-grown woman riding on my backpack like I did in the initial training montage.
Got it.
All right. That's true.
Sad
So,
face.
Senior Advisor Satena Hayes, the intelligence officer, is going over things that you've learned recently, right? They have been working on the footage of the sabotage intelligence tape, which was procured by Ariana Reese on the planet Byblos, which you assisted her in obtaining. It was the same tape cassette which was sabotaged, right, and turned into it was basically bait to get you to get her into the rebellion. But Satana's crew has been investigating the tape, and they have determined that in order for it to work as the spy intended, right, there was enough true material in there to gather some clues. The information was, of course, not complete. Rihanna had promised schematics for the TIE Phantom project. And of course, those were not included, right? Those were never included in the tape. But what was some footage of a prototype. And based on analysis of the footage, Alliance Command has a general idea of the sector for the base where this Phantom TIE is being developed, right? There's enough information in the star field for them to identify a sector. And of course, it corresponds to the territory overseen by Moff Johanna Krieg, which also stands to reason, seeing as Ariana Reese was attached to this Imperial Moff to her staff. So the footage not only contains a partial star field, but there's also evidence of a nebula. There is a dust cloud, which when analyzed, obviously corresponds to a nebula. We just have no specific indication of which nebula it is. And given the size of the galaxy and even Moff Krieg's territory, it's still a vast number of systems. And so we have been unable to pinpoint. Now, our staff has also made some speculation regarding what kind of a development base, what conditions would the Empire look for in a base to develop a project of such secrecy. We, of course, believe it to be a remote and likely uninhabited system so that they can conduct real-time, space operation tests. This cloaking technology might fail, and so it's in the Empire's best interest to do this in a remote system where they won't be monitored and no spy cameras would catch evidence of this testing. If this system is remote, it's likely to be uninhabited, and therefore the base is likely being supplied from somewhere else. It's one thing, to bring in equipment and machine parts and, prepare technological components on site, but there must be raw materials that are needed. So whether it be some sort of mineral, rare minerals, or whether it be foodstuffs for the, for the crew of this facility, they are likely being imported somehow. Now, our monitoring of Imperial fleet movements does not reveal anything. And so, it's been very difficult to make any progress on identifying this location. We suspect that the Empire has employed independent contractors. So somebody else must be supplying the base. And this, my friends, is where we've encountered a stroke of luck. We've been contacted by an individual named Solon Var. This person has made a contact with Alliance representatives and has intimated that he has some information regarding strange shipping activity in the sector. This individual has requested money in exchange for this information, which he says is of high value to the rebellion. Now, there's always the possibility that this might be another play or deception being run by the Imperial Security Bureau. But there's a chance. Go ahead. What?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. So it might be another wild goose chase or a trap, but it might be important. The reason that this individual has risen so quickly to our attention is that he is listed on a wanted status by the Empire. So he is Echo. So he has been put on the high on the Empire's wanted list. As a matter of fact, he's wanted dead or alive, preferably dead, which means that whatever it's done, it has to be important enough for the Empire to put them on a list. Like most criminals they might be put on regular wanted status, right? If their crimes are notable enough, but we don't know what this Solon Var individual has done to be, to merit such high status that the Empire itself is putting bounties on him. He has indicated that contact should be made on a planet known as Kotgeti, which is a planet on the outer rim, and so the holo projector, right, shows this jungle planet and indicates several, ports, and they're not really cities. They're more the equivalent of villages, like they do in Star Wars. So it's nature interspersed with these, plascrete domes and technology, right? So landing pads and control towers and stuff like that, interspersed with jungle. He has indicated that he's to be contacted at this planet of Kotgeti, and we have coordinates for this. And the holoprojector shows the image of a Deveronian male, which, for those of you who don't remember your exact detailed Star Wars, those are the devil-like.
Devil inside.
Yeah, with the horns. And since you've been involved in this development so far, we wish you to make contact with this person, find out what they have, and if it's worth pursuing. Alliance will provide you with funds to pay this individual, and that's your mission. Any questions? That's a good briefing, man. And
that is a good briefing.
Info dump.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's a good info dump, yeah.
How many of our newly disciplined Sons of Alderaan do we get to bring?
I think we're going to do the same formula as always, right? One per point of leadership, I think, what we're using. So you don't have the leadership skill, just take one for presence. I think leadership goes off of presence, if I recall correctly. So
You're correct.
You're correct.
Am I
I would
audible?
have guessed. Yes, you
So,
are.
I forgot to mention, you can take Sons of Alderaan, but the more people show up to this meeting, you might get spooked, right? So
Yeah, but at least they can be on the ship at least,
sure.
in case we need
Right.
them.
Right, and just reminder. Anthony, you were saying?
I was saying that we should probably dip into the Destiny pool, or form the Destiny pool, but Jose and I don't think, rolled for morality. We were left
I did.
with...
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
We were left with conflict.
Go ahead if you have it. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay. Oh, there is no D10.
There's no
Nope.
D10.
Oh, there's only one D100. Can you shift I think you can shift the value of where it says 100. I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
can just type 10.
That's cool.
You can type 57 in there.
I have rolled a 10.
Excellent.
Cool.
Yay me.
All right. So let's take the opportunity to populate the Destiny pool. See what it's looking like as we start.
Yeah, that's looking great so far.
It's looking good. Looking good.
One dark side for me. One dark. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jose.
Oh, there we go.
Yay,
Jose balances out the
Jose.
pool.
Yeah,
You
there we go.
literally were our only hope.
That is
Yes,
true.
only Jasper's rolled light side points. That's okay. We can give you lots of
See,
that's
Anthony, the other guys are more neutral in these things, but Anthony, I counted on you. You're the one who helps me argue against Eloy using those damn things all the time, and you give him one.
It wasn't my intention. I figured that Aloy went in during the night and altered this Owen Mead website to produce this result. I'm suspicious that the two Jedi have, contributed nothing but darkness.
perfect. Okay, good.
All right. So we do one of those Star Wars screen wipes, right? Where the screen just blends into a new location, and it is the planet Kotgeti. It is, as we mentioned, a small village-like outpost. This planet is Outer Rim, and it is not controlled by the Empire. So there's no Imperial presence here. It's completely lawless, right? And therefore, it's a great refuge for all sorts of
Scum and
miscreant
villains.
Ability.
exactly. And it's a night. Night has fallen on this side of the planet as our group is crowded next to Plascrete dome, small dome dwelling. Right, there's many of these interspersed throughout this area. They are rather low, stubby fusion lamps, right? Instead of huge lampposts, it's smaller lamps, maybe 6, 7 feet tall, interspersed throughout the area, partially lighting the scene. It's a pretty big village in the sense that there are multiple domes, right? It's perhaps town is a better description rather than village or city. It's an intermediate population center. And you can hear the sounds of various mysterious jungle creatures chirping in the night, right? As you stand in front of this dwelling, it's an open area. This area has been cleared. It's sort of a small plaza, if you will, just dirt on the floor, but it's cleared of trees because stunted trees they're not too high. They're rather small with mostly sideways limbs interspersed throughout the entire jungle and even encroaching upon this civilized area. And you can see from the shadows across this small clearing, a shadowy figure coming in with a cloak and hood pulled up, but you can see the distinctive impression of the horns, right? Making the indentation upon the hood, suggesting that this is indeed Solon Var, come to the meeting as prearranged. And as he is crossing the street, the clearing to approach you, oops, there's music? Is music playing? Yeah, I guess so. So as he's crossing this clearing to meet up with you, I believe you have some sort of power to not
That's
be
right.
surprised or to detect danger or something of this ilk?
That is true.
So
I
why
have-
don't you?
I have rapid reaction. Uncanny senses. Gain 1 boost
Uncanny
correct
senses,
to
yeah.
all perception checks.
All right. So,
I take it you'd like me to perceive?
sure. I was thinking maybe we'd roll initiative and
Okay.
add whatever bonuses you're supposed to get from that, because I believe Jose also has something of that nature, right? It doesn't mean you have to do anything, but this might give us an order to react. So it's not cool, it's vigilance, because whatever's happening, you're not really expecting.
Not cool, but
Not cool. Vigilance goes off of Chris.
Will.
Okay.
Vigilance
Will.
goes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, let me-
Ignore my force die and my vigilance.
listen.
I need to use a force die in my vigilance roll. So hang on. Okay.
Oops. That force point was involuntary.
Oh,
Involuntary force.
that's brutal. I am
As-
going.
As I presume was Craig's.
I'm going to take the conflict in order to be able to add to the initiative score.
Nice. All of a sudden, Jasper kind of glances sideways at Ill, but says nothing.
In the meantime, we can explain. I can explain about Bob's incredible success, and despite having very low will, is he's been
keep
visibly.
doing that.
What?
You keep doing that. Your initiatives are always good.
Where's this music coming from? It's like since we've been to the planet, like Bob's visibly uncomfortable, and like you could tell he's uncomfortable because it's just lawless. It's like not a structured community of one sort or another, and also because of the jungle and the chirps and all the various sounds. Between those two things, he's like totally on edge, trying to seem calm, but clearly this is not his element.
All right. So I think it's 2 PC slots,
Yeah.
1 NPC slot, and then 2 PC slots and 1 NPC slot, if I'm reading those results correctly. And so,
Yeah, mine is
Mhm.
mine is one higher than that than what is shown.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, it's still. Oh, hang on, right.
hang on.
So you're at 2-3 is what you have, Anthony?
Yes, and actually, it could be more. Hang on here a second. I see the boost dice right there. Yeah, so I'm at 3-4 actually.
Okay, so I think that makes it 3 PC slots, 1 NPC, then 1 PC and another NPC. All right. So,
And, okay.
okay, so nothing has happened yet. And I'm thinking what we're going to do with those PC slots is, it sounds to me like it should be the force sensitive guys, right? Who at least get those first cracks, right? Because something in the force is telling you something is off. And perhaps because you don't see anything yet, what we need to do are perception checks on those initiative rolls and see what you see.
Okay.
So
I've got a yellow and a green, so whoever's got better perception should take those slots.
All right, let me check something because what I think I would like to do is I will not. I should do a perception check, but I will not. What I will do is I'll try and use my force power of sense.
Ooh. So how does this work?
So if I'm successful, I can spend my force points to sense all living things within short range, including sentient and non-sentient beings.
You're in the jungle,
Okay.
man. Get ready for overload.
Now that sounds good. Is there a difficulty associated to that, or
No, I just gotta be able to get a force point. So
okay?
So I'm willing to take if it's a dark side point, I gotta be willing to take the conflict.
Go for it.
Let's go. And you know what? I'll be as brave as ill, and there's a disturbance in the force, and I'm reckless. That's my weakness is that I'm reckless. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it.
Okay,
so
you sense multiple life forms, like I don't know if you'd be able multiple presences. I don't think this is as specific as you can. Maybe you can, but not. What you're getting is multiple sentient beings off to the left side of this clearing, right outside of the range of the lights, down to a section of town which seems unusually dark. Maybe the fusion lamps have gone out on the section or have been put out, and there is
and again this is
another,
within short range, right? It's within short range.
Right. And but that's what you sense with that.
Okay.
If you want to see anything more specific, you probably have to do perception checks.
Yeah.
Il has been kind of gripped by likely with fear, not fear like oh my god we're gonna die, but that hyper awareness. This is a new place, and the only one to protect us is us, kind of feeling. And so the emotions are starting to get away from him. So he's staying very close to Jaster, and as Jaster's looking left, he's looking right, and as looking ahead, then I'm looking back, and just kind of circling around the group. And I am doing the perception check, to which I have added my uncanny senses. And what difficulty
it's a hard
would you
difficulty.
Like? Hard.
It's hard, so it's three purples.
Okay. Well, I doubt I'll see anything, but
question on my action, can I do like an incidental and tell the guys there's a bunch of guys somewhere in the darkness to the left? Can I, is that enough for an incidental? Or?
Sure. You can speak and do stuff. So,
yeah.
Okay. So those are threat actually that you get. So I think what this means is that the anxiety, the fear, the certainty in the force, right? You can feel the danger coming, right? And so instead of managing to spot anything, this is manifesting as panic. So this is too stress that you are going to be incurring, as instead of you don't find any reassurance. On the contrary, it's just more and more unnerving.
So like my hand is on my only obvious gun, which is not something that you would ever see Il doing normally. Like it's literally ready at any moment.
So we have one final PC spot. Who's going to take that? It's either Bob or Craig or Max.
Bob, what's your perception?
Bob? Oh, Bob's pretty perceptive, I think. Let's see. Wait a minute.
He's got three eyes, man. They got to count for something.
Yeah. There's some weird thing but I forget. It's not that great actually. No, it's not good. Not good at all.
Is my green and yellow better? Should I roll?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. A big advantage.
All right. So what would you see? What would you see? Flowers. I think given Jaster's warning, right, you managed to see some shapes in the darkness to your left, right, just at the edge of the light, and you see the glint of a blaster pistol, which is drawn, right. It sort of comes into the light and gives off a flash, and this might help you. You get a move action, get into cover, get into something like that, if you wish to.
What I'm thinking is
that, or pass an advantage to somebody.
Yeah. So that's what I'd like to do, is pass an advantage, right, as a heads up. But I would also like to, instead of having my rifle out but down, in a very threatening way, I've stopped moving and I have the rifle in the shoulder, aimed in that direction, with the idea of I want whoever has the glinting pistol to understand that they now have a rifle aimed at them.
Okay. So as you lift up your rifle, you blaster fire erupts. But it's not coming from the group that you just saw. It's actually coming from a rooftop, slightly farther away, about a medium distance. You can see blaster bolts hit the street at Solon Var's feet. And so the blaster bolt misses, right? So he turns around, the hood flies down, right? You can see it's the Veronian, it's the guy, and he just looks around and immediately twists and takes off running toward the right of your position, right? And the blaster, the crowd at the edge of the light starts moving forward, and it's a bunch of Aqualish, which, if you don't remember, you guys, it's
the guys with the balls in their mouths,
with the large black eyes and the tusks that the guy who gets his arm chopped off in the cantina by Obi-Wan, right, in the first movie. So it sort of looks like a walrus or spider or something. It's a weird thing. And there's a bunch of these guys, and they're you can see blaster fire as they are also shooting at Solon Var.
So, popular guy.
And they, Solon takes off running, and now we have a PC slot, which is Bob. Bob, you just realized there's a sniper on a rooftop, right? You just saw the glare of the blaster rifle illuminated one of these Aqualish, in a rooftop with a rifle, and you can see the other Aqualish thugs up in the street running after Solon Var, and you can see 6 of them.
No, this is not our fight. This is not our fight. But it's our contact. It's our contact. Oh,
it's kind of our fight.
It's kind of our fight. So most of what I'm going to be doing is trying to duck for cover, and because this guy's kind of shooting at us, and what we're here for, I'm going to shoot back at the sniper. That's what I think I'm going to do.
All right, because actually they weren't shooting at the guy. Didn't shoot at you, right? They're shooting at Solon Var.
Right, but if they kill Solon Var, that's what we're here for. So that's bad. And he's definitely a. Yeah, he's bad. He's got the drop on all of us. And even though it should be Max shooting at him, well, I'll shoot at him.
Why not? So it's a medium distance. So it's an average difficulty to hit, but it's dark, and the guy has got some cover from his firing position. So it'd be 2 setback dice in addition to the 2 purple difficulty to hit him.
Hey, I didn't say I was going to hit him. I said I was going to shoot at him.
That's right. And you
As I'm
can hear
ducking
they're all aquatics, right? And you can hear them, grunting to each other.
Get him, quickly!
Oh, great.
Good.
Well, yeah, so Bob is just beside himself, like everything. What I fear has come to pass. And with all that, I hit him.
Oh wow, nice.
Bam, bam, bam,
That's
bam, bam. So that's 7.
So it's 7 points
Yeah.
of damage.
Yeah, 7,
All right.
7. So this is with Bob like ducking and rolling and trying to get behind something. Like, holy shit, I'm.
And actually, Bob, you should roll a blue because I passed a boost.
They passed the boost. Oh,
Yeah, so throw an extra blue in there.
let's see what happens with this blue die. Ready? Dun, dun, dun.
Yay!
Another
There we
one.
go.
Another one. 8 points. 4.
Nice. That's much better. Okay, so it's 8 points. So you hit his position. You can see him flinch, right, and sort of roll off where he was, and now he's crouching and sort of looking at you over the rooftops, right?
This is good, guys, because
Other 3.
I made him a duck, so he's got more cover, and I made him angry at us. So I'm helping.
So you called attention to yourself. That's great.
Yeah.
And so
There's a reason Il and Max shoot first.
Yeah.
I
And so the
panicked. What do you want?
6 Aqualish thugs are ignoring you, running across the clearing, shooting at this guy who's fleeing down the alleyway. And so we are going to go back up to the top of the order. New round. 3 PC slots in a row.
I'm going to
You
turn
wouldn't
to
mind
Il
if I
and
shoot first.
not at all. But the one thing I was going to do is I'm going to turn to Il and everybody else and just say, and just point, I've got him. And then just kind of, if you want to take the Aqualishes, so it's just me here, you.
Right. Got it. All right.
So the Aqualish are now at short range, right? The thugs running on the street. Yeah.
Short range is my favorite.
It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my top 3 ranges.
Easily
For
top
this-
3.
For this first round of combat, I get to supply somebody with a +2 ranged and melee defense just for this round, other than myself. So I'm supplying that to Max. And okay, everything's good. Let's go.
So it's 1 difficulty and
Then I
because
gotta.
it's short range is 1 easy shot, but let's add 1 setback die because they're running and lighting is not the best. There's blind. It's not super well illuminated, right? It's pools of radiance throughout this clearing
Pools of radiance.
and throughout
here
the
we go.
dungeon, I guess. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
There you go. So
Okay, so that's 8, and I will crit,
ooh,
and I will pass specifically a boost to Max.
and it's 8 points of damage, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so you open up a barrage of blaster fire, right, with your 2 pistols, and 2 of the Aqualish collapse to the floor, with this somewhat unexpected attack from the side. They were ignoring you, right? They were really focused on this guy. So 2 of those fall as they run past, and the others have noticed you now. But it is Max's turn.
So I'm going to take a pot shot at our sniper. I've got a boost coming from Ill. I'm going to
As I light up the darkness.
Yeah, I'm going to take a maneuver to aim, and then I can also gain because of my gun. I can gain aim as a incidental. So it's going to give me 3 boosts. What's my difficulty?
It's going to be 2 purple because it's a medium range, but it's going to be 1 setback from darkness and 1 setback from cover.
And because this is my first time shooting in this encounter, I also get a built-in success and a built-in advantage.
Jeez.
Which I just figured out I can add in the roller, which I didn't realize I could do.
Oh, neither did I.
Yeah, if you hit the 3 dots and go to extra dice, it brings up those options. It's pretty cool.
Ah, very nice. Ooh.
Wow. Wow. So, are you shooting with your blaster rifle?
I am. So that is going to be 9 plus 2. So it's going to be 11 damage. And I will, assuming that Bob hurt him, can I use that triumph to capture the attention of our running Aqualishes and set up Jaster and Bob to be in a better situation against them? Maybe cause them confusion, pull them off of the chase a little bit.
Sure. So as you lift your rifle, you sort of look through the scope, right? You realize, and you see this guy, right? So he's crouching beneath the roof has a little bit of a parapet to it, right? So he's sort of looking at you with his own rifle, trying to get a beat on you. You realize a couple of things. This is one of those 4-eyed Aqualish, right? So there's 2 large eyes on top, 2 smaller eyes below it. And it's also an unusual coloration, right? So it's a very pale, it's an albino type of Aqualish. So it's an unusual species. There's 2-eyed and 4-eyed Aqualish, and the others seem to be 2-eyed. This is the one that you've seen like this, and so he's all 4 eyes are focusing on your position, and he's also bringing his rifle to bear. But that's when your shot hits him, right? And so he sort of ducks behind the parapet once again. Let's see. It's 11 points of damage minus his armor. Okay. Yeah, and you hit him, but immediately pops back up, right? Scanning for you with his own rifle and scope.
And I'll use my 2 advantages to pass 2 boosts.
Okay. So that was our second PC slot. So now we have a third PC slot.
All
Max
right.
or Bob. Yeah.
Well, I was going to
Jaster or Bob.
if Bob doesn't mind.
Oh, please.
I was going to, what I'd say is that the moment that the shooting started, Jaster was booking after the guys, right? So, and as he goes, there's the familiar hum, but it's a blue blade that springs into life, right? Because I've been working on this. I fashioned my own lightsaber. It doesn't look as good as nice. It looks more like a flashlight, but hey. So the blue beam comes into light, and I'm charging at the guy. So I think if they're at short range, I should get there, right? And be able to smack. Yeah. All right. So I'll take one of the boosts and leave the other one to Bob. And let's see how this goes.
And mechanically, Aloy, how do we want to take my triumph? Does my triumph help him?
Yeah, let's say that they stop, right, in confusion, right? So there were originally 6 Aqualish, but you took down 2. And so there's 4 left. 1 is still running after our friend Solon Var, but the other 3 have stopped and are shifting around, but unfortunately they stop beneath within the pool of light of one of the fusion torches.
Nice.
So I'm going to give an advantage to Jose because they're clearly visible now, right? And they're sort of scanning around. They didn't see you.
Difficulty is 2 purples, right? So
Correct
melee.
for melee. Yeah, but you
You're
get one
gonna-
blue boost from
Yeah.
Craig because they're out of position, right? And they're just sort of looking around.
oh my God. I don't know why
Horse
this
is
Operating under a
not with
cloud.
you today. Yeah.
Yeah. I just missed.
And so
Boy,
unfortunately,
both yellows blank. Ouch.
Yeah.
yeah, that's really painful. Unfortunately, these guys, even though they're sort of like looking around, they quickly spot you, and they're not inexperienced street thugs, right? So they seem to know their business, and so they manage to sort of
Leap
move
back
around,
leap back
leap
as I
back,
snap.
and sort of start, flanking you. One goes to one side, 2 go to the other side. They all stand out of your way and turn their weapon, start firing at you as you approach. And so you have to deflect some of these bolts as you come up to them and can't really hit them. So I think they're going to shoot at Jaster. Why not? He's in the middle of the action, right in front of them.
Do they have pistols or rifles?
Yes, pistols.
All right, so that up in their grill, so that's 2 purples upgraded to 2 reds.
Ooh, that's their difficulty. 2 reds. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Do not mess with the Jedi.
Force
I'm
sensitive.
basically
medic.
what's that NPC quality? Nemesis.
Yes,
Adversary.
Yeah, it's Nemesis.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
I'm
you
basically
want.
Nemesis for the NPCs. That's basically.
This is what it feels like from their point of view. So
And remind me how deflect works. I can't
I
remember.
can
off the top.
spend strain to decrease the damage.
That's right.
okay, so I am going to flip one of those handy dandy destiny points and up their skill a little bit to 3 yellows, and it's 2 reds to attack. Okay, so here we go. This is an interesting result.
Yeah, well, I'd say what that means, I can spend that to smack one of them. I was just reading that, so I actually deflected a shot into one of them.
Oh,
That's
nice.
that's despairing. Yeah, it is despairing.
That despair is that's how that's translated.
Yeah, let
You
me
can, yeah.
let me make sure that it's worth it. Talents, reflect. Yeah,
Well, they
so
do hit,
that's-
so it's
So I can spend that. I can spend a despair to automatically hit one target with a medium range, dealing the same damage as the hit from the initial range attack.
nice. So that's a 7-point hit because it's a pistol.
Right.
So okay.
And this is gonna be good. So once you're done with that, tell me how much damage I take, and I'll tell you the.
Well, it seems to be 7 points.
All right, so I will use 3 strain to reflect, so that will. Well, I was reflecting anyway, right? So I used the 3 strain. So I batted the thing back, and what that does, it decreases the damage by 3 plus my soak of 5. I actually batted the bolts away and injured one of them.
Nice. And so you injured another one, right? It's another bolt that you're deflecting. Is what you're telling me.
It's just no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It just negates the damage. Okay.
Yeah, I negate damage, but visually, I blasted them all back and hurt one of them. That's basically how it works.
Excellent. So one of the Aqualish is hit, and but they do have you in a crossfire.
Right.
So I think they're going to save that advantage to hit you next time, I think. We're going to turn that into a disadvantage to you, is what we're going to do, into a setback.
All right.
Because they're firing from, 3 positions. They almost got you in a perfect trap, right? They're not hitting each other. They just got you completely surrounded from 3 points. So that was them.
They kind of just did each other, by the way.
Yeah. And now, they're only hurting each other. But, Bob, what do you do?
Oh, Bob's rolling. He shot this guy, rolling behind cover, seeing Solinvar running, seeing only one guy running after him, seeing that there's this, the sniper still shooting at us. We're here to get Solinvar. So I take off bolting after Solinvar, as Var, stop. Well, we're here to rescue you, or something like that. Just shouting at him that it's okay, stop. It'll be fine. And I'm popping, at the same time, popping shots at the remaining Aqualish because I figure one Aqualish.
Remaining pursuer.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So
it's 1 difficulty because you're running after him.
Okay. So what about any setbacks?
One setback because of the darkness, right? So
I forgot. Thank you.
There it is. There it is, Ivan.
In submarines, a sudden turn to the left or right is referred to as a crazy Ivan. What should we refer to this as? The persistent Ivan?
Persistent. Listen, playing bass takes a very delicate touch. It's just. So
for those watching,
years honing my precision in these singers.
For those watching, we made a joke that Ivan, unfortunately, because of the interface and the size of his bassist fingers, it's
an iPad. It's easy
instead
to do.
of flipping Destiny, he just removes them.
Yeah. Okay. So can somebody put that back?
The countdown.
So, how many did he take? 2?
I took one.
Okay.
I took one, and I think
and
it
I
was.
remember. I think it was black, right? But you're flipping it back too.
Yeah, and this is important to me because I want to we want to get this guy. So I'm going to flip a light side point to upgrade my shot here.
Well, Lloyd, when does the sniper go? Is the sniper a separate slot, or are they all the same slot?
Yeah,
Bam.
no, the sniper's a separate. The sniper's coming up.
So that's 9.
Ooh,
9 damage and 2 advantage.
9 damage. Well, 9 damage is enough for you to shoot the pursuing Aqualish in the back, and he just collapses in the ground, right, in a cloud of dust. And Solinvar sort of, reaches a corner by one of the buildings and sort of looks back and sees you, as this. He's got a pistol out too, as he sees you shoot the Aqualish pursuing him, and he falls to the ground. And you have 2 advantages there.
Okay, what would I do with those in this particular? I can't save those for a boost in my social interaction with the fellow for later, can I? Or what can I do with those?
You've proven yourself.
It sort of makes sense, right? It really doesn't make much sense how you could hand them back to the rest of the group. So
all the way over there, and I abandoned Jaster.
All right.
So, but it is the sniper's turn now, and of course he is citing Max, who was trying to shoot him, and so we said it's 2 purples for distance.
He's going to get 2 setbacks thanks to ill.
Okay, 2 setbacks.
Just this once.
Check his. Let me check his damage here.
You don't need to check his damage. He's going to miss.
His agility and his range skill.
That's the right attitude.
Right?
2 greens.
And I'm going to flip another point and make it more interesting. And I think this is it. Here we go. What? Are you kidding me?
That's it.
Why is it blank? There's no.
Because they cancel each other out.
Oh, so it only puts the failure icon when there's
If
like
you're
a triumph
extra,
or
yeah.
If there's an extra failure.
Oh,
Right. So
that's
so
interesting.
right, your one failure is taken out by that one yellow's success.
So that's very good. That's really good.
Zero is
So
still a failure.
Yes.
you know the shot was coming back for you because you saw him on your scope, and so blaster bolts are hitting the plascrete wall behind you as you dodge and manage to avoid the blaster bolts. And we're back to the top of the order. 3 PC slots. Who goes first?
I'll go. Well, gosh. I'll just say to Max, still?
Yeah. I've got him.
All right. All right. So I will introduce myself violently to someone else at range.
To the 3 guys firing at Jaster or at the sniper? That's all the options you have right now.
The 3 guys firing at Jaster, of course. I mean, I know he can take them out, but the longer we stand here fighting with these people, the less time we have to prepare for the people who are coming next.
So can anybody remind me of firing into melee? Is it just
Upgrade the difficulty.
Plus one difficulty, not upgrade.
Yeah,
Plus
not
one
upgrade,
difficulty.
it adds. Yeah.
Oh, adds
An extra purple.
So it doesn't create a red, it just adds a purple.
Yeah. And since he's not actually engaged with them, then he's at short range to them. So it should be 1 + 1 is 2, right?
Yeah.
2 purple.
You got it. And it's still dark, I assume.
It is still dark. So, these guys were kind of in the open with the light. So I'm going to leave you no setback from that. But I'm going to make it interesting and flip a dark side point and just make it 1 red and 1 purple.
Because of all that conflict you guys are undergoing.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Despair.
So tell him where he hits Jaster. Is it?
let's see, how much damage is that anyway? Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
So it's 9 damage.
Wouldn't it be interesting if
Okay.
instead of shooting Jaster, I disarmed Jaster?
That would be extraordinarily bad, except that he can probably.
I mean, we haven't shot anybody's hand off yet.
That's true.
There have been, we're kind of behind the curve on maimings.
Way behind.
So now I think this hits Jaster. So what we could do is give Jaster an opportunity to reflect that, right?
All
Back
right.
it ill.
I should. We're shooting it to melee. That's like the number one.
But he did manage to kill Niqualis too, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
dropped one of your polish. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So I take 1 point of damage.
Oh, so you don't.
He
Yeah.
doesn't,
No, I reflected, but I can't soak it completely. I can't soak
Oh,
9
okay.
points.
All right. So at the last minute, the shots are firing wild. The Aqualish are firing as well. And so one of the shots manages to get through your defenses.
There's more of them. Some more in the back.
Ambush.
But you do get an advantage, Il. So
yes, that's going to reduce my rapidly increasing strain.
yeah. So that's 1 PC slot. Next PC.
I'll try and see if I can. First, I use a perception to see if I see who shot me from behind, and then I attack. All right. So you said that I have a setback die from their advantage, right?
Yeah. So it's a setback because they're surrounding you. Although one of them just, hit the floor. So there's just two.
No. From their advantage in their last roll. I mean.
Correct. Because they're surrounding you. Although,
Yeah.
now there's two instead of three, they're
So-
still surrounding you. Right.
So obviously I'm aiming, and then I had a boost from one of the guys, so I remember.
Floating boost, yeah, probably from.
All right,
Bob gave it to you.
Bob actually gave it, yeah. So no forced dice this time by accident.
No, I think I've,
No. I mean, I did not add a forced die by accident.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So that is a hit.
Let me.
And this is
Let me.
this is reach,
Okay, so yeah, so it's I have to refresh because I can see it. So it's 8 damage.
8 damage,
And-
but it's breach, right? It
Right, it's breach.
bypasses. Okay. So describe how you take down both of the remaining Aqualish in a flurry of.
Well, the way I see it, because these things are almost simultaneous, I reflect the bolts coming back and I sidestep and grab them and put them in the path of the rest of Ill's shots.
Very nice.
And then I just run the other guy through with the lightsaber.
Nice. All right.
Because
And
the way
we'll
sense works, I'm guessing that he
Yeah.
could do that.
we'll take
That-
we'll take that last disadvantage as stress
All
because of the pain of the wound that was inflicted upon you. So that's a
But
stress.
now I'm filled with such pride and relief that the training is actually working, that even though I just shot my buddy, I somehow feel better.
Nice. And we've got one more PC slot coming up.
Do you mind, Bob, if I take this before I get shot at?
No, go ahead.
You had to think about it.
I did.
All right, so I'm going to take. I've got my 1 blue for accurate. I've got a blue for my incidental aim. I'll use my maneuver to aim, so it's going to end up being 3 boosts. My difficulty again. I've got
Is
2 black and 2
we
purple.
said 2. No, it's medium range, so it's 2. But I forgot this guy has an adversary 1, so it's actually 1 red and 1 purple.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I see your
so you
adversary
gotta-
red, and I'll flip a destiny.
And I raise you destiny.
yeah.
So that's going to give me 4 yellow.
Okay.
That should finish it.
Oh, wow. That's what?
Wow.
Five plus
14 and a crit.
14.
And a crit, yeah.
Jeez. And a crit. Okay. So you actually managed to shoot the Aqualish sniper just as he was lining up, right? You shoot him in the head, and he just collapses behind. The rifle falls down the side of the building, and he just collapses behind the parapet
Between the
on
eyes?
that rooftop.
You shoot him
Between all
the eyes?
4 eyes. All
I'm
4
saying,
eyes.
which pair did you shoot him between? There's several different options.
All of them.
Yeah, it's the vertical,
Oh,
one of the vertical, between the vertical.
Yeah.
plane. So-
And that the increasing annoyance on my face finally goes away.
And so in one swift, blurry, flurry of actions, all the Aqualish are dead. And it's just Bob staring Solon Var in the face. And Solon is looking at it. It's like, wait. Who are you again?
My name is Gitan Bablizek, but you can call me Bob.
Yeah, really good.
Guess that, think of that charming grand smile.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're.
We've been sent by the rebellion to contact you.
Oh, okay. And he looks over your shoulder and sees that those are the guys with you.
Yep. Looks like you're safe now.
And he puts away his blaster pistol and approaches. He says, I guess we should get away from here and find a better place to talk.
Sooner would be better.
Yep.
So
Okay. Well, do you have some place to go, or are you going to go on a ship, or what are we doing? Because I imagine we've just attracted a lot of attention.
yes,
Seems like you're pretty good at doing that.
Follow me. And so
I look back at the guys and kind of like wave.
mhm. So he leads you back through multiple alleyways, right, and through areas of jungle. And again, this area is less lighted than the meeting place. You were going to meet at a local watering hole, right? But plans have changed, and so now he leads you back to this hovel, right? It's a Blastcrete building, but it's half crumbled. The door to go in, just he has to hit the thing, and then it just doesn't move, and he hits it again until it finally pops open, and it's a hovel, right? You go inside, he closes the door, lights are half working, right? They blink, and they just, instead of a bright yellow light or bright white light, it's just a orange, sort of half light that comes out of the thing. And he doesn't have much room in there, but you can see, sleeping bag and some supplies, and he's clearly been holed up in here for a while now. He says, sit. It's not much of a place. He pulls out a flask of some alcohol and, takes a swig and then offers it to you. It's not much. Thought we'd get better fare at the cantina, but, actually I should do a voice with this guy, shouldn't I?
It's not much, but, it's better than the cantina. At least we won't get caught.
Yes, of course. I kind of lift the flask up to my lips, like letting like a drop hit my tongue, and then kind of pass it to one of the others and pull over a crate and sit down because, like you said, sit, and I'm looking at like, where? So I just pull
there's like
box
crates and debris, right, from the place. And the alcohol is not bad, right? It's strong, it's strong Deveronian whiskey type of thing.
I stay in the doorway and keep watch.
Okay.
So I can see what you'd use the money for.
He says,
but I'm charming. I smile when I say it. Disarming, charming.
Well, in crowds and debts, money is always useful. My debtors have taken steps to collect earlier than I thought. You have the money?
Of course we have the money. Kind of, Sean, but what kind of information do you have? We've gone to some expense and trouble to get here.
Well, there's some information that I doubt you'll get anywhere else. If your money's good, I'm willing to share. There's the ship that is doing secret runs. You see, it's they go on a bi-weekly basis, and they just deliver food and electronic parts and whatever. Now, I used to think it was some sort of smuggling outpost, but I heard the captain of the ship talking to an Imperial officer, and I'm pretty sure the captain of the ship was former Imperial. Now, I know that by itself, that doesn't mean much. You humans.
and he looks at Max and Jaster.
Frequently ex-Imperial. I understand that, but the guy he was talking to was active military in uniform.
Interesting. Well, this doesn't discount the fact that he might still be a smuggler, but What's the name of the ship? What kind of ship?
Ship is called the Star Dancer. It's a Mopquet NBC-1 medium cargo hauler.
And for those of you who do not remember what I'm talking about, let's see if we can do a little bit of a screen share. Share screen. Oh, the host has disabled the participant screen sharing.
Well, let's say that the host hasn't enabled it, and then that would be closer to the truth.
That's less confrontational. Yeah.
More polite as usual.
So this is
Looks
an
like a
interesting
very cool
picture.
ship.
Wow.
It's a very interesting picture that I took because this is actually a still from Firefly,
Yeah.
but they used the ship. You can see it on the background, right? The one with the three.
Wow.
I got another picture here. Hang on. Screen share, screen share, screen share. This is the transport ship, right? And so, again, Bob, Bob knows ships, right? So, this is a larger ship than you're used to, much larger than your own. So, this is a Silhouette 5 ship, and it's just a cargo hauler, right? So this maneuvers like a cow,
right.
Hey,
A three-eyed one.
Hey, I'm sorry, my bad. Maneuvers like a whale, and it's got decent armor, but this is it does not resemble in any way, shape, or form a combat ship. So,
well, this Star Dancer, right? It goes to a nebula every couple of weeks, and there's a space station in there. It's a Firestar class orbital defense station. It's dilapidated, it's old, clearly been refurbished. But as I said, he was talking to an Imperial commander on the comlink, and so it made me think this might be a secret Imperial base, right? So I figure this is important. I figure I can sell this information. This ship, the captain, his name is Malabar Rika. So I said, this is human, like you. I mean, like you two.
That's not their fault.
Station, they called it the Hammer, as I said. Firestar class, orbital defense station. Judging by the amount of food that we were taking and the size of those stations, those things can run up to 500 people. But, it's difficult to tell. Probably more like 300 or 400. Still,
so you
in the middle.
You were working on the ship for a while, right?
Yeah, just a little while. They had an opening. It seems that the crews rotate quite a bit. I might have gotten into some gambling debts over at Arnibask as well, and so I figured the time was good for me to make an exit. Besides, I don't know if he saw me, or if he noticed me overhearing his conversation with the Imperial commander. I figured I'd better get out of there.
Well, there's that, but then I understand that you're sort of wanted dead or alive, mostly dead, by the Empire, which usually takes an awful lot. So it seemed like you might have wanted to jump ship at that moment.
Well, see, I didn't really realize that there was a bounty on my head at first. I just thought it was debt collectors. As a matter of fact, I wonder what those Aqualish were really after. Might have been debts. Might be the Empire.
Is there any Do you have any idea why the Empire would want you so dead? It's usually not over gambling debts.
Seems weird to me. Maybe that means that the information I'm selling you is really good.
Is there any way I can? I'm just want to know if this guy's lying to me, or at least seeing if he's,
Because that's what I want to test myself.
yeah.
Yeah. There is.
And I'm less, well, yeah, overall, but I mean, yeah, just overall. I mean, I'm kind of believing his story about them bringing the stuff. The food stuff makes sense.
Right.
But but
I think the closest thing is discipline or will versus his deception.
okay,
So,
yeah, well,
I guess we could handle it like that. Yeah.
So I want to try and
so that-
assist. I want to try and assist Bob here by just throwing over I'm leaning in the doorway watching the street all casual. Just throw in casually over my shoulder. Well, how much did you pay the Aqualish to stage this attack?
Ah, cool.
And also,
So-
you'll see a die roll there. While they were talking, Jaster's patching himself up. Might as well use the medicines.
Nice. So if we go opposed rolls, I could just make the difficulty. It would be 1 purple and 2 reds. These guys are liars,
Yeah, I am spending a destiny point to upgrade my, and then I'm getting a blue die from.
Well,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess that would be the best way to.
Or are you making your own roll? That's the
No. I'm just contributing
Okay.
to yours, but I don't think I have a pool, an attribute to give you. So a boost I will have to do.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I've got. Yeah, it's just gonna be straight will, which is not great, but okay, wonderful. Let's see if I can tell what's going on.
Nope.
Oh, he's totally
Really
telling
can't
you.
You really don't know if he's telling you the
Yeah.
whole truth or if he's missing something, but
Yeah,
it sounds legit, right?
Yeah, I'm suspicious, but I'm not a poker player, so. And yeah, I guess and then just what was I gonna say? Did you know what the other end of the flight path was? Like, where are they getting the supplies? Where'd you guys
And by
dock?
this point, you've handed him the money, right? So he has it.
Right, yeah.
Right. So he's like,
It's like he docks religiously at the Arnebask system. He just docks there, sits there for 2 weeks. He resupplies the ship, he restocks foodstuffs, he waits for shipments. And when the ship is stocked every 2 weeks, he just jumps in. Only goes to the nebula, goes nowhere else. No smugglers behave like that. You're usually doing whatever runs you want, unless he's got a really lucrative deal. And this goes to what I said. When smugglers have this kind of money, furnish so large an operation that requires restocking every 2 weeks. This is Imperial, I tell you. It's ISB. Maybe Malabar Recon is ISB. I don't know. I just got a really bad feeling and I booted out of there.
and so in this sector, the Arnebask is a commercial hub, right? And so this system is in itself is not a specific thing, right? There's a couple of ports in there that are the trading hubs. So it makes sense he would go there. But again, the pattern of business that he describes is completely unusual.
Right. Do you have anything else to share with us?
Oh,
Any other information?
there's one more thing. Malabarika tells no one where the destination is. I just know it's a nebula because I can look out a porthole, right? But he doesn't let anybody look at navigation, so I don't know where it is. But he has an R7 astromech droid. I'm pretty sure he stores the navigational data there.
Yeah, there's a droid. Ever go off ship, or is it? Well,
Yeah, it goes off with Rika. And I checked the nav computer. The coordinates are not in there. So I'm pretty sure he's just navigating from the droid, then wipes the nav computer after each trip.
smart. Hold on. You have to be. I'm gonna stop myself mid-sentence. Any other questions, gentlemen? Look around this charmingly to my associates.
You want to come with us? Fight the good fight?
Start
I could use a
laughing.
ride off planet, but I think I'm going to take this money and relocate elsewhere.
Really?
All right, a planet. Where would you go?
Oh, I don't know. It's a pretty big galaxy.
I think we could take you. We have a pretty fast ship. We can get you off world.
All right, where you headed?
There's
Well-
this nebula, and we're not really sure where this nebula is, but there might be an Imperial base inside. We're going there.
In that case, friend, I think I'll wait for another transport.
But what about the Artifact system? We could take you there, and you could hop another ship from there. We're gonna have to dock there anyway. It's a major hub.
Artebask is good. I could use a ride then.
I think that's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea too. And maybe you'll grow to like us enough that you'll want to stay with us when we go to the nebula.
Sure, buddy. We'll talk about that.
I don't know, Max, Jester. I think we should. I think we should go now. Like when? Maybe. I mean, there's no time like the present. You're probably in a lot of hot water here. You should pack your things.
Fortunately, there's very little to pack.
And so he starts stuffing, a satchel with, some food, some credits, some, blaster, spare power packs, not much. And the money, of course, he's got that stashed right in.
As he's packing, I like look over. I kind of move over to Ilhana. It's like, would you stop trying to scare the heck out of him? Can we wait till he gets on the ship? He has no place to go.
He needs to
Do you
know
have
what he's
any-
getting in for.
No, he doesn't. Why do you think we're taking him? We're not taking him to join us.
Well, maybe you're not.
Well, this job is more dangerous than I expected. I say as I close up my med kit and put it back on my.
We had the satisfaction. I had the satisfaction of being able to shoot that traitor, or that double crosser last time, and I want to have that satisfaction again if it comes to that. Besides, he may remember more information in the heat of the moment.
She's dead. Let go of your anger, my friend. It will only lead you down a dark path.
But it is important to know what you like and pursue it.
It is. Ready? And I'm all just excited, like. Hey, call up Mac. Hey, Mac, how's my ship doing? Mac.
No
All
answer.
systems are nominal, sir.
Oh, goody. Well, prepare for takeoff. We're gonna leave this lovely planet in a little bit.
Understood.
Hey, by the way, the ship isn't surrounded, is it?
No, sir. No activity in this sector.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Okay, this is odd. The ship is not surrounded by hostile forces. This could be.
It is a lawless place, right? So nobody cares if there's a shootout on the street.
Yeah. And that I mean, I literally say that. I say that aloud to my friends. Like, this is unbelievable. The ship is not surrounded by hostile forces. You're able to walk to the ship and actually just take off.
So, you're free to go back to the ship and take off wherever you're going. What are your plans?
Well, my first plan is to have this fellow like acquainted with the Sons of Alderaan and not really be let out of sight. But my second, idea is like we I don't know what you guys think. We may need to steal this droid, or at least access it long enough to yank the files off of it. But
no droid should be forced to spend time with a villain like this evil captain. So we will emancipate the droid and then get the details at our leisure.
now our mission was to find the information. Do we feel, and I'm asking my friends, do we feel qualified to sabotage this cargo ship? Because it seems like there's 2 points of information here. Where's the base? And then we can get information, or do we get information, or like does the rebellion want to destroy the base and destroy the project? But then there's also like, do we want to interrupt the supply, the flow of supplies? I mean, clearly they can get somebody else to do it after if we blow one ship up, they can get another, but we can kind of stop it for a while.
Right.
Right.
Well,
So maybe
if you want to talk to Alliance Command, you have comm frequencies to do so, right?
No. I'm talking to my friends.
With somebody.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. We can report and request orders.
Yeah, I'm sure Hayes would want this information.
Okay.
You don't have to. I'm just saying this is an option, because we never really explored this in the past, but you do have access codes to call them. So if you wish.
It seems like we get the droid, then we get the then we get the information about the nebula. But once we take that droid or extract the information from it, we've kind of alerted them to our presence one way or the other. Because we'd have to do a memory wipe on the droid if we just copy the information. But that would require like taking the droid into the ship, plugging into the Navi computer, or plugging it into R2.
If we stole more than just, or emancipated more than just the droid, then it might not be immediately obvious what our intention was. If we just take the droid, there's really only one conclusion they can draw. So how about we take the whole ship?
You and your ships.
Yes.
We could take the whole ship.
We could take
I
the
like
whole
that
ship.
plan.
Look, Il, this ship is not wrecked like the other one. It's big. You like big ships.
He cannot
But
lie.
This ship has no character. This is just like blocks strung together by tubes in space. The other ship had that special quality.
Personality.
But this thing, I mean, this ship though, like if you want to escape, it's like try to get away. I mean, this thing maneuvers like a hut.
In hyperspace, it doesn't matter.
That's true. It doesn't matter how big and ponderous your body is, like a hut or anything else. But
Besides, with Max and myself in the gunnery pods, What could go wrong? It's not like we would shoot friendlies or anything. That never happens.
That's,
Well,
it's kind of an interesting idea. So I guess maybe he's got to have. He's there for 2 weeks at a time, just about. He's docked, loading supplies. You know, I'm just gonna I gotta find out from our buddy, like, how big is the crew on that big giant transport?
It's easy to run with a minimal crew.
I know that.
Navigator, co-pilot, pilot, engineer, one or two other crewmen. So a handful of people can fly that ship. And so that's another weird thing. He keeps a small crew. I thought he was just trying to maximize his profit, but might also be secrecy. He has the astromech droid I told you about. He has a repair droid, WED-15ST repair droid.
Which are the ones with the platform with multiple arms,
Right.
which he uses as an engineer, right?
And he keeps a assorted crew of deckhands, I think, in case anything goes wrong. It's a couple of Niktos and a couple of weak ways.
The Niktos are the ones that look like kind of like reptiles, right? They're pretty hostile people. And the weak ways are the strange looking ones with the ponytails, the Jabba's guards.
Right.
So, right. So,
And what about
the
what about
other
grunts?
thing is if there was any way we could use that ship to take care of the orbital station.
I think that's a fitting end for such an uninspired piece of spatial design.
Yeah, we could really cause rather than just interrupting the flow of supplies, we could cause a massive amount of damage.
You could even make it look like it was an actual accident.
If we get in there, I could even take the prototype. Beginning to like your way of thinking, Daryl.
how are we doing on time now that
We've
approaching
got
8:30?
I'll have a
10
hard
minutes.
stop at the bottom. Yeah.
At 8:30? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the bottom? Oh, you learn something new every day.
Bottom of the hour.
The hour.
Never
Makes
said
sense.
that.
Wait, but bottom of the hour is 9. So is it 8:30?
8:30.
8:30 is the bottom because
they
they are top of the hour, bottom of the hour.
Oh,
This
is
is the
it?
education-
Oh, cool.
This is the
Yeah,
educational
I just
part
learned
of the,
something new.
educational part of the video, kids. You learn something. This is about learning RPGs and life.
And a lot of our younger viewers might not know old clock faces, right? So
That's right. It's up and down.
Analog clock.
And it still
Well-
applies if you're wearing it as a watch.
I just wonder if it's the time to strike is now, and if we call, I don't know if we really want to call base with this. What if it gets intercepted?
I guess it's a risk, but they do it all the time in the movies. So
I know.
the other
some
thing is
encryption or
the other
something.
thing is rig the
If you want to,
ship's
you don't have to.
engines, rig the ship's engines to blow while it's docked. If there's a way to do that.
Of course there is. There's got to be something. Okay, yeah. Somebody ought to call in. Max, aren't you the most? Who's the most invested in the chain of command?
Ill is kind of invested in the sense of the counterintelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
think
true.
all of you, right? I think all of you are.
Yeah.
But our professional soldier is, I think, is the one we're all looking at, right? It's like, yeah, we all could call, but
Yeah.
but
I'll
we're
make a
all
phone
just
call.
looking at Max.
I'll talk to command. I have no issue with that.
All right. Okay, so you can
Try
open
to
an
be polite.
encrypted
Try to be
channel,
polite and
right?
charming,
And Satana Hayes, is put on when you call, right? They go get her. She shows up and says, "What have you found?"
I'm sending over couple location coordinates. First one is where we've got what we believe is an Imperial base hidden.
You don't have the coordinates for the base.
Oh,
right?
we don't. Okay.
That's what you need to procure from.
But we know what sector it's in.
Not really.
Oh,
That's the whole thing. You know the next step in the chain, which is getting either Malabar Rika or getting the droid.
Got it. So,
within that.
so,
They need
and
to know
I
these
apologize
steps,
if I misunderstood then. So where is the path? We don't know where this cargo ship is going. We just only know where it comes back to. Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I relay the information about the ship, relay the information about where it is. And I don't ask. I let her know that we're gonna take care of this. I'm curious to know whether she has an issue with that.
Well, the information matches our speculation on the requirements for the development of the base. I concur that getting the precise coordinates is definitely the next step.
Hayes, if we get this location, is this something that it's worth having a bigger presence to take care of, or would you rather us follow that information ourselves and see if we can't?
Well, if you manage to obtain the navigational data, transmit it, the information as soon as possible, so we have it, and we don't lose it should anything go wrong. The concern that command has with launching an assault upon this station is that an external massive assault will give ample warning to the station personnel. They could destroy the prototypes. They could destroy the schematics. And so we set back their development. But we already know they have some of this backup information, right? Like Ariana Reese showed us. They have some of this information stored back at Biblos. So what would probably benefit us most is obtaining either the schematics for the actual thing so that we can analyze their technology, or a working prototype so that we know how to counter it. Perhaps there is some way we can modulate our sensors to bypass this cloaking device. We don't even know how they got a cloaking device into a ship this small. So,
No, roger that, Hayes. We're on our own. Got it.
Well,
he's not saying that. I mean, they could back you up, but somebody's going to have to go in there first.
We'll take care of it as soon as we get what you need. We'll let you know.
All right, we'll be standing by.
I end the communication, and I'm slightly annoyed, but
oh my God. What was that?
we got a job to do.
That's why they call it the chain of command. It's not like the feather duster of command or the cushion of command. It's the thing that they whip out and beat you with.
No, that was fine. She was fine. What was that? What were you thinking? That's how you talk to people?
Of all the people to lecture me on how to talk to people, it's my friend Bob.
You got a lot to learn about diplomacy, my friend.
It's never been my forte, sir.
This is shocking.
Mr. Solar Var, are we going to place him in the brig, or does he get a room? I'll say, with him present.
With him present, so he
Unblinking, just, blank face.
Why get my end of the bargain? You have the information. He's on your desk.
We have to see if it's good. Well, geez, if he's getting that upset, probably brig. But just temporary.
Wait. And so,
the Sons of Alderaan take him away to the brig, right? And
you can count your money for a while, but
and so I think that's where we leave it, right? En route to Arnebask, with
Cool.
plans to formulate and ready for next adventure.
Nice.
That's it,
working
folks.
prototype.
Yeah, not bad for a couple of hours, last minute
Yeah.
improvising, right?
Yeah,
that's
no,
fun.
I enjoyed that.
We have
It was
nothing
great.
but trust in your improvisational powers.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we worked ourselves into the way of doing the most stupid, dangerous thing with each step of it. It's a multi-part stupid thing. It's not just doing one stupid thing. It's like digging the
builds
hole
on
deeper and
itself.
deeper.
Yes.
It goes from stealing the droid to stealing the ship to like blowing the thing up to, oh no, we want to steal a prototype and the plan. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things,
Well, that's the game, right? What do you want to do? Send in the X-Wings to destroy the thing and wash your hands clean and next adventure? I mean, come on.
That's the next campaign.
That's the next campaign.
Yeah, no, just multiple layers of getting ourselves into incredible amounts of danger. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you very
really
much.
was awesome. Excellent. Thanks, Eloy, for
Well done,
bringing us
Eloy.
to bat.
No problem.
I'm like, hey, what's going on, man?
This is
Look
May.
at that.
Oh, May.
Hey, May.
Oh, May, look at that puppy.
Good to see
She
you,
has
honey.
increased in size in just 2 weeks'
See?
time.
I
She
bet.
looks huge.
I bet.
Yeah.
Not quite as
When we got her,
fuzzy as
she was the same size as Dory, who I just put down.
Isn't that something?
What have you been eating?
Everything.
Well, it's Grace's buddy, whether she knows it or not.
They're getting along. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I was kind of wondering if that would happen. But I was like, hey, oh really? Seriously?
He's like, "Where's my dinner?"
You better tell him it's time to eat. You better start eating more so you can get big like that.
He's giving you the
You're not
look
even
like, "I'm a Yorkshire Terrier, man. This is it."
Oh, come on, man.
All kinds of glory, very small package.
Yeah.
shit.